And welcome back to the second session for this March 15th, 2025. To, Tonight we have the Andromedan, which wishes to come back. At least that's what they told me when I asked who would like to appear. And I do not know what they are going to say, but we will all find out shortly. And thank you all for being here and for watching. And we are all watching you all of the hours of your day. And we do not need eyes to see. We are merely using your language of obfuscation to communicate with you in terms which you can readily understand. And do understand that we have to slow ourselves down to an incredible degree just to have these type of communications. This whole thing, an hour of your time of intense energy, information, and sharing, is but a blink for us. So in the time you take your breath, we have already been crisscrossing galaxies, if that was our desire. Now, there is no relevancy for that or for you anyway. But in this particular time, we ask you to take stock of where you are in your particular life. And although it is not advised for the most part, we ask you to see if that is where you thought you might be. And of course it is not, because unless you are an extremely gifted seer or well connected to other beings, you would not even know about these particular situations 3 or 4 years ago, let alone on your life path. And we are here to tell you in another 3 or 4 years, it will be even more amazing and more removed from what you hope you might be able to do or to experience or where you might be living or working or connected with. Your whole life will turn topsy turvy in your obscure terms, but it will be a positive change after positive change after positive change. Like you go up each step, and the view and the gifts are even more amazing than they were with the prior step. You are ascending in that way. And not just as individuals, although you are ascending faster than most, because that is the path you have recognized and have chosen, and you have made it a focus, and you have done the things which you believe that you needed to do in order to raise your vibration, to become more spiritually connected, to have those communications with other beings in multiple ways, and accepted your role as leaders in the changes coming to your planet. Now, you will still be leaders in those 3 to 4 years, but more important than that, you will be students. You will be open to the learning of the oh, many differences in technology, in processes, in ways of accessing more of yourself and remembering more of yourself. You will be able to handle more in your mental capacities, such as multiple conversations at one time, and not lose your place. You may still lose your keys, but you will have those abilities awakened within you. And it is not so much having those abilities awakened within you, it is the knowing, the confidence you have those, for you have always had them. But if someone said, well, you can talk to three people at once and one of them isn't really human, and you would say, yeah, but I need to focus on this. I mean, how many of you humans turn the radio down when you're looking for an address when you are driving? Or turning the music down because you want to watch something on TV, even if the sound is down on the TV? You will have that expanded focus. You will have those abilities and the abilities to mix and match them in ways which you are unable to think of or experience. Experience is more like it at the time that we are coming to you now. You will be able to get more information from nature, which has been waiting for you to wake up. So when you walk upon it, you will find yourself saying, thank you. I needed that energy. I appreciate you giving that information to me without even really consciously knowing that it was received, but feeling that it was. You will no longer be as dependent on your languages as you know them. You will coordinate and connect with the non physical portions of you and integrate. You are integrating them within you. And that is where those changes will occur. Because you will not think of yourselves as such a limited being. And that viewpoint, those beliefs, help keep you in your body, in your 3D tasks. And when you look at them as separate from you, and you go to or grow to understand that greater reality you are grasping, you are part of, and know that it is grasping for you as well. You are not meeting in the middle. You are merely reaching out and sucking in the air and breathing in the wonders and the unconditional love of who you are. It is not that flesh-filled being which shows itself in your mirrors, in your reflective surfaces. That is merely a token shell, a memento of your grander self. And while you do know that, that knowing is starting to settle in. You have your areas of your earth which settle, new concrete which is poured, or contents in your cereal boxes. This is a settling which is analogous to that. Only it is a multi-layered settling, a greater vibrational joy, a greater field of information, a grander perspective of where things fit in your world and around your world without depending on your 3D world to provide those for you. So you can say, oh, well, they're going to have a natural disaster. I'm going to send them love. You do not need your electronics for that. In the time of your future, you really don't need them that much now. But many of you are afraid to wean yourself from them, thinking you may miss something, or you have those patterns of behavior which you have yet to address and change. And that is fine. You are doing it all perfectly. But the you of the future will not even consider those things. They will be unnecessary. And we thank you for that. And we thank you for listening to us with attentiveness, even while doing other things. The multitasking, which has been a wonderful flavor and ability for the feminine residents of your planet for quite some time, is now becoming commonplace. Even the male folk are beginning to come to grips with that ability. We are not saying that they will hear. You still may have to repeat yourself a couple of times, but that too will change. What a miracle that will be! Men who hear and respond and feel and take others into account. Get those oldsters out of your leadership roles. They've become stale. That will happen as well. That is part of the change. And know that they are softening up. Not all of them, some of them have roles that they still need to fulfill. They still need to mislead others into thinking that open hearts and unconditional love are not present. That is so the others can have a choice, as you have a choice. They can recognize that and determine their preference. And if they wish to cast their stake, their claim with the false gods of division and anger and enemies and lack, have at it. Let them go. No, that is not your world. Send them love for remembrance. That is all you need to do for them, is to send them the love of remembrance. You don't have to even ask that they change or stop. But that love of remembrance will help them remember, help them move to timelines where they are more aligned with the general consensus, which is also settling in. And we understand that, yes, questions and answers are kind of expected. So we are not here to change that aspect of your little meeting. So if you have something for us, you may bring it forward at your leisure.
Greetings to you. Thank
It's
you for
Miss
your.
Courage again.
Hmm. Thank you for your wonderful message. And for the record, crisscrossing across galaxies is a wonderful mental thought. I enjoy it very much.
And be sure to pick something up for the little people while you're doing it.
Which little people?
Does it matter? Once you have it, you will find the little people to give it to, whatever it may be.
I'm getting some purple and shiny. I'm sure there will be more.
That will be some of the gemstones.
Mm, yes, that was really kind of Saint Germain before to give us that permission. I already had loads of images.
Solidified flame in gem 4. A hot rock.
Yes. So how's my ship doing?
Now, why would we tell you when you haven't asked yourself?
Hmm.
Ha
But
ha!
this is supposed to be a shortcut, no?
You wouldn't want to cheat now, would you?
Yes, of course.
Oh, we are so glad you are smiling at that. Your heart tells us otherwise.
Oh,
So does your higher self. You came here to learn as well as remember and to teach and to be an example. There are no shortcuts to experience. There can't be.
yes. That was a very nicely diplomatic answer.
We are astute in the land of stutes.
So I take it I have a parallel incarnation in Andromeda.
Now, why would you assume you have merely one?
Good point.
And if you would like to know, ask them to come and visit you.
Mm,
It is not up to us to give you your secrets of your quote unquote other conscious explorations. For indeed, you also are related to beings who roam your seas. We are not talking about your earth creatures, but at times you wish to explore the depths of consciousness amongst the depths of your oceans. Not to live, merely a thought fulfilled.
interesting synchronicity. I was watching earlier a scene in the bottom of the ocean or a lake, and it felt so comfortable.
Maybe you were just visiting relatives.
Hmm. Does anyone else have something or a question?
And no one is required to speak.
Yeah, but I talk a lot, so I'm just checking.
In comparison, you do not. We have seen this particular being in action. Yes, he is almost to the point of having a phobia of silence because he has so much he wishes to tell the world.
I am often very silent, but I like talking to you.
And thank you. And We do communicate in the silences as well.
Mm.
You humans think that, oh, well, we didn't hear that. That doesn't mean you didn't receive the communication. It just means that consciously you're not aware of it. But that is changing as well. Part of the new you agreed to accept. But many of you on your planet will agree to leave it. Not that you ever really do that, because you are really never here. And once you are here, you always exist here, because your time thing just is confusing to you. For us, it is like putting on a different form of clothing so you can experience it. And then we take it off because it doesn't fit us.
Speaking of clothing, would you like to comment why so many extraterrestrial races are presented with Asian style clothing?
Maybe you need to vary where you get your information. And why would we care what humans think about our representations? It's not like they're going to be accurate anyway, because you can't even view your own energy. You think that it's associated with your body. Your body is associated with energy, a separate energy which you control, which you contribute to, but that's not you. None of you really know who you are because you're in a realm which prohibits you from doing so. It's like trying to guess all of the rooms in the mansion when you're just allowed in the foyer. But you'll
Very
get,
good analogy. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go on, please.
we were merely going to say that we have said our piece, and all who wish to come forth have said their piece. And in that stillness, we shall depart, and we shall come again when we have more to say. For this one will allow us, if we are forthright enough. He even had to ask again to see if anyone else would come forth, and we shut him down because we have spoken, and we're not used to being ignored by ones who believe in us. But that is a novel thought. So we leave you to your expansion, your future light bodies, your future abilities, and to bring them in as soon as possible, if you choose, because time does not wait, and waiting does not exist, but you exist in all of those forms. And we leave you with our thoughts and a bit of our energy in your purple flame.
Thank you very much.
They are pretty happy pretending to be gruff.
I have to really make an effort not to laugh out loud.
Thank you, Ray.
Uh, and thank you. Oh, good. And Bonnie and Heidi showed up. Yeah, more the merrier. What fun.
Yeah, that was
Everybody's
it.
what?
That was quite interesting. I was saying to myself, like behind that, and back there.
And apparently it was a night of focusing on our future selves.
Mm,
But yeah, the thought about, whole talk receiving information from our environment while we're having a conversation with somebody else and a non-physical being is talking to us. And then we say, "Oh, that's just normal." And we can't even talk to two people in the physical at the same time while we're looking at them. And we're like, "One of you shut up. I'm listening here." And then it's not going to be that way in the future. And they keep telling us, well, no, it's going to change more in the future in the next 10 years than it has in the past 50.
mm.
And we have problems remembering that, or at least imagining it.
Well, I think that was, we're breaking free from the old habits of thinking and accepting those quote unquote rules of communication, and then being drawn back into it, and then you're trying to listen when you should be just
Yeah.
staying in the moment. You're trying to listen what's going on in the back. I find myself sitting more in silence now. I wake up in the morning, quiet, and then my higher self says, "Okay, time to read," and then I start reading a little bit. And okay, time to go fix breakfast. Up, nope, make some tea. Just go along with the program. So,
I agree. Yep. I've been meditating, like I meditate as soon as I wake up before I open my eyes. I go into Thanksgiving and, think about all of the things that I'm grateful for. And that energy just draws it in while that portal's still open, and it just fulfills me in ways. I enjoy it. Although I I don't remember hardly anything about what they said. I get broad categories.
mhm.
It's different with them than it is with, I mean, it's different with all of them, I guess, but usually I can remember phrases or things about that stuff, but I just know they said, "Oh, courage is here." They were talking about Christina's cape. We're gonna have to get you one of those made.
Purple one, please.
Of course. Mhm. Yeah, a rather short session, but hey, we'll move into the open forum unless somebody else has something they wish to get on recording.
Yeah, just when you're doing it, how do you feel like hours after, Ray? Like in the next day, do you feel, let's say what time it is now, the next day tomorrow, do you actually feel the energy that was coming, that was streaming?
I don't know
Okay.
because I have so many beings that come in. Like they're definitely here. Like if I'll go through and do the transcripts or I'll be writing up the description, then they're
Hmm.
kind of like got their chins on my shoulder looking over and saying, "Okay, no, we're going to put some thoughts in your head so we can get this right and get some of that frequency in your wording." But yeah, the Andromedans, they think that our language is pretty much useless. They're like, it's what we have to use to talk to you, so you remember. And they're like, well, you guys think we're really talking to you. We're not using a language. We're not even using symbols for the most part. We're just sending out our thoughts, and you get what you get. And like, I know when Christina asked about something else, and they're like, why would we care what humans think?
It
I
was
mean,
because a lot of images of extraterrestrials are presented with Asian style clothing. I asked about that.
but
And
yeah,
they said they're not accurate anyway. That was a bit of a bummer.
but they really don't care what any human thinks about anything
Hmm.
because we're in this densified realm where nothing is real.
Well, yeah, but if they don't care what we think, why do they come in?
They come in because they want to see us succeed and they want to build up our energy. And really, I mean, that's my thoughts, but their thoughts are because we enjoy it.
Hmm.
I mean, if they didn't want to densify and come through this way, then they wouldn't.
More people to play with.
That's it.
Well,
And
yeah, but if you want to play with someone, you do care a bit what they think.
that's a human saying that. They don't
Oh.
think like humans. But the more they
Yeah,
come
I don't
and
think it,
play, they're getting our future playground is being opened up too. Yes, Dave?
yeah, I don't think they differentiate between the idea of caring and just their loving being all the time.
I, I mean, they're really not interested in the human expression of us. They're more interested in our higher self. So, my thought again. But it was fun, and the electricity stayed on.
Yeah.
It's up to all of us to make and create the story. Just like Ray's writing his book, it's up to us. What story do we want to tell?
Yep, 3 books now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it's like Brother Francis said earlier, like there could be any like weather forecast, but it may be different for you.
Hmm. And we're gonna move to the open forum.